A very good evening to you. Welcome to another installment of the Offside Maidens. I'm your host, Tara Lee, and I'm joined by a panel of amazing women making strides in the world of cricket in some way or another. Remember to subscribe, click that notification bell, like, do all the things, join the super chats. It is live, and feel free to comment in that comment section. And before we talk about everything that's been going down this week, which of course is South Africa versus Pakistan, and of course, who is winning or not winning in the IPL. And I'm not just talking about the IPL, I'm talking about the IPL Fantasy League. So let me introduce you to these fantastic ladies before we jump into it. Leisha, straight from the naughty corner, and also the cricket pitch sometimes. Our resident cricket player, she looks amazing today. Doesn't look like you were training 5 minutes ago. She hails from Beja. Did I get that right, Leisha, this time? And she loves her juice. And she enjoys giving us some good player insight. Then we have the twins. Avidly, they watch the game, but most importantly, they are huge cricket fans. And we have Emily. She writes about the game. She's passionate about women's cricket and umpires when called upon. From the UK, who is not currently with us, we have Lucy, and maybe she'll join us a little later. She's doing a couple of exciting things. So she's not with us right now. And before we jump into all of our opinions and our views, remember that the views and opinions are those of the individual and not cricket fanatics. So, as always, be lekker. So, South Africa and Pakistan have been playing a T20 series. We spoke last week about SA turning things around, perhaps. Of course, Timber Bavuma was ruled out after suffering a grade 1 hamstring strain, and Heinrich Klaasen has come in as captain. So, Emily, twins, Alicia, are you all doing fantastically? Let's start with Emily. Emily, how's your week been? And of course, catching the T20, what you expected?
Yeah, my week's been good. The T20 yesterday was, yeah, I don't have words to be honest. I mean, I don't think we batted too badly, but I did expect 10, 15 runs more. But yeah, what happened thereafter, I think, is the bigger problem of the two. But yeah, no, it was one of those games, I think.
And it is, of course, a 4 match series. Sorry, my computer's making a noise there. It's a 4 match series, and currently Pakistan lead the series 2-1. All we can hope for is a series draw is the best case scenario. Now, twins, how do you feel about that? Is this what you expected, considering that a lot of players have not been included in the squad, a lot of our top players that you would expect to be in the squad?
Um, well, I mean, I really hope that the third T20 we could have won because I mean we made a good 203 runs. It was convincing, I think. So I really thought that they maybe would have claimed a win there, but Pakistan showed up in immense ways and just dominated that match as well. And obviously chasing, I think it was the highest T20 score that they've chased or something like that. So for them, I feel like they're busy making their own setting their own yeah, and creating history for themselves. So I think they've done really well, and the Proteas struggled a bit, but yeah, we I suppose we can accept the draw if we win. Well, when we win, if yeah, but yeah.
So, Lisha, do you agree with the twins that this is basically Pakistan's show? They are using South Africa to make strides in the game. They are using South Africa to break records and take names.
Definitely. They are dominating the Proteas in the ODI series, in the T20 series. Um, they are definitely using the Proteas to make strides up the ranks individually and as a team. I also would, to be honest. The way they're playing these days, you know, gotta take it, gotta capitalize on their weaknesses. See, clever cricket from Pakistan. I love it.
You look very exciting. And why do you look so nice today? And where's your juice?
Ah, here's my juice. The different
Okay, it's a
color
clear
today.
liquid, clear and suspicious looking liquid today.
Stop it. And I look nice because I mean I'll tell you all afterwards.
It was for us, wasn't it? Thank you, Leisha. You always
Obviously,
put
of
such
course,
an effort into coming here.
you see these things.
Emily, somebody has a very important question for you.
I would be so lucky. No, I'm not. Definitely not. But I would have been honored to be Laura's sister. Yeah, I mean, if I got skills that she got, would have been amazing. But no, I'm not.
I wonder why they're
You
asking
do
that,
have it.
Emily. Is there some secrets you would like to tell us? Were you guys hanging out?
I don't even know who this person is that made this comment. No. How do they know my name? No, I'm kidding because you said it. But no, we have not been hanging out. But yeah, I mean, she
So
does speak to me, so
no secret life of Emily.
nothing.
But
Unfortunately.
Emily, did you watch the first T20 between Pakistan and South Africa? So Mohammad Rizwan, he hit an unbeaten 74 or 50 balls, and that really helped them chase down the total. I think it was 189, right?
We
They
scored
beat
188, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, yeah. And it was a 4-wicket win for Pakistan.
To be honest, like I think we should have. I mean, we should have won that game. I think Leisha was saying it. It's the death bowling that let us down. Those last 3-4 overs. I think at one stage it was like 64 or 30 odd balls that they needed or something. And I was like, okay, cool. This game is ours. We have it in the bag. But I mean, if you bowl the way you bowl at the death, like then Pakistan are going to win easily, and that's what they did in the end. I mean, yeah. I mean, even yesterday's game. I mean, like you can't. I think the problem is our bowling. On a real note, the problem is our bowling. Like, yes, okay, our batting maybe should have gotten, like I said, 10, 15 more runs, but 2 or 3 is no like easy score. But they made it look so easy. I mean, they made it look like they were playing primary school cricket. They're facing primary school bowlers. Like, I don't know. Like they just made it look super easy.
Overs to spare.
With overs, I think 2 overs. I'm not sure.
Two
But
overs to spare.
yeah, I mean, Burroughs, absolute legend. I mean, I saw a post. I think it was on ESPN's Instagram that said in the first or the second game, I'm not sure, he got 50 or 49, and then he switched gears completely to get 100 or 49, and then obviously go on to score however much he scored. But I mean, to switch gears like that, I mean, he's starting to overtake Virat Kohli. I mean, he's definitely contender there for number one batsman in the world. He's starting to give Kohli a run for his money there.
And I think that's what Leisha meant earlier when she said that they just seem to be using South Africa to make names for themselves as individuals and as a team. And I mean, you look at that first T20 and you said you thought that we should have won that first T20 international. And it was probably because of the encouraging performances up front by Heinrich Klaassen, who hit 50 off 28 balls, and Aiden Markram 51 off 32 balls. But then they didn't convert that to in the way that the Pakistan players have been converting. And of course, Buren Hendricks took a 3 for 32. Shamsi took a 2 for 29. So it seemed like we were doing something right. But then it didn't happen. So, Leisha, where do you think it is that we actually lost that? Was it in the fielding or something else that we're just not getting right? What's wrong with the recipe right now?
The fielding could be better. 100% can be better. But it's our bowling. Our bowling sucks. Like that. Like okay, in the second T20 they came back, but like one bowling performance is not gonna win you a series. And then they come in the third T20 and then they bowl crap. They bowl absolute baloney. you know. So that's where we're lacking. Our bowlers need to step up. Like Sisanda Mogala is very disappointing actually. Played the three T20s. He's bowling as if he's never had a cricket ball in his hand before. I don't know what is happening. And and then like he's just not finding his lines and lengths. And then Shamsi is number one, ranked number one. But at the moment he's bowling like he can't bowl under pressure, and I think that's our downfall. We can't handle the pressure as soon as a six is being hit, and then we want to switch up things. Keep it simple, stick to the basics. It's something that coaches all over the world will tell you and emphasize. Stick to the basics. Stick to what you know. And I don't feel like they're doing that. Juren Hendricks over bowls is slow ball. He's really good at bowling the slow ball, but then he gets his line wrong. And when it goes flying over the boundary, like you can't do that, especially like with a team like Pakistan and with Babar Azam and Fakar Zaman and this one in such superb form. So it's definitely our bowling, and I don't think it's like our B team bowling. I feel like if you can perform in franchise, you can up it a notch when you're international. I mean, it's an opportunity, then use it.
Especially with a World Cup coming up, and you need to put up your hand and show that you can actually play at this level. Now, twins, do you agree with Leisha? Is it the pressure that's getting to us? You feel that these players are under pressure and now they are, as Leisha puts it, underperforming?
Well, I think they were quite convincing. I think it was in the second T20, the one that we won. So I think we can definitely, kudos to Linda for those phenomenal wickets that he took, and also the catches in the field. So I just think maybe we have a bit of a problem with being consistent. Maybe one game we just slightly one step ahead of them. The next game they are 10 steps ahead of us. So I think it is an issue of
maybe it is
consistency.
pressure also.
Yeah, and the pressure.
pressure. Because I think Andy Klaassen said that under pressure they didn't perform very well the way they expected to perform. And I mean, if you take a team like Pakistan, when they are under pressure, they seem to be able to handle it better or handle it really well, and then capitalize on it and then turn the game in their favor almost. So yeah, I think the Proteas are struggling a bit with pressure. I don't want to say the C word, but pressure.
Yeah.
It's all about the pressure. And does this, as fans, frustrate you? And also, what I want to know is, if it doesn't frustrate you as much, do you think that the criticism right now is fair, given that there are players who are not there, who are now in the IPL? Timber Pavuma also being out, not being there as captain.
I don't think
no,
it
no.
should it shouldn't be a problem. I mean, if players get removed and other players replace them, I feel like that level should still be there, whether or not someone is out on an injury or whether 5 of them left to IPL. I think they should still have that same level of.
And I mean, Kesh is sitting in the Maldives.
Yeah,
so I mean,
but like they should still have that level, that same level of this is like game time.
It seems to me you're more frustrated that Kish is sitting in the Maldives.
Well, he is
Probably,
their
yes.
captain, remember? He is their captain.
yes, so
Yeah, but
we need him, yeah.
we need him to take wickets.
Although
for
he
us.
needs that break. I mean,
Yeah,
I think it's
he
deserved,
deserves
but
it,
I mean,
but we need him.
yeah.
Yeah, that Kish, the twins are angry and disappointed. Emily, so what of the debutantes? Were you impressed with the debutantes? I mean,
What do you mean in the series?
yes.
You mean okay? Just remind me. So who was actually on
Izzard
deck?
Williams, Sandam, Magala,
Magala.
Vian.
Oh yeah, Vian Libbe. I was like, Vian Mulder didn't play. I was also like, he's not on debut. Look, so Vian Libbe, let's start there. He looked a bit underprepared in my opinion. I don't know, he didn't look as comfortable at the crease as I thought he might. And then, Izzard Williams, I was actually very impressed with how he brought it back. I think Izzard Williams does have what it takes. Obviously, he doesn't have that many games under his belt. He's still got to play a lot more games for South Africa, but obviously he is experienced in franchise level. So, I think he will improve. Susanna Magala, I mean, you've got to. I mean, Lisha, yeah, Lisha's comment, I think, slightly disagree with, just because you got to have a lot of heart to come back the way he did. In that, I think it was which game was it? The second game, I think it was. I mean, if you go for 16, 18 odd, however many he went in that first over, and then to come back, the way he did with those figures, 20 odd. I mean, you've got to, you have to have a big heart for that. So I think, yeah, it's just about execution. You've just got to get the execution right. But I do think he does have skill to bowl at the death. I do think he does. I just think, what we were speaking about is just the pressure and the execution. It's just about getting that right. I think processes are very important in cricket. You've got to run through the processes, and if you get the processes right, then the results will come. So yeah, I mean, if you're just consistent in your practicing and your processes and repeating, it's about repeatable performances. If you can repeat the performances, and those deliveries at the death. I mean, the Yorkers are a very underrated ball, underrated delivery. So yeah, if you can bowl 6, I mean, a lot of coaches say if you can bowl 6 Yorkers in an over at the death, I mean, what more do you want? So yeah, I think it's just about execution, that they've got to keep practicing that and keep focusing on that. Yeah.
Lisha, while you were listening there, it looked as though you wanted to come back with a comment. Did you want to come back with a comment and a PC one, please? One that doesn't require any beep sounds.
No, I just wanted to say to Emily, it's true what you say. You have to repeat the processes, but to repeat the processes, you need consistency, and the Proteas don't have that in the bowling department currently.
Okay, but how are they going to get consistent though? That's the question. You have to. It's like a cycle. It's like, to get consistent, you have to repeat the processes, but to repeat the process, you have to be consistent. So, how?
I understand that they need to play more cricket. However, they've been playing the T20 challenge. Sisanda was the leading wicket taker. You step it up a notch. Yes, you need heart to come back, but then do you leave your heart on that specific field in that game? Don't you bring it with you the next game, or do you leave it there? Because I feel like you left it there.
And Lisha, I noticed that you are very critical of the bowling, but of the batting, are you encouraged by the batting? Especially Markram and Milan firing up front, putting runs on the board for the others to build on. Is that good enough? Or do you want to see what Babar Azam has been doing and his partner there, Mohammad Rizwan?
The batting, I'm actually really impressed with. I was telling Emily that I really love Milan and Maiden up front because they just go for it. They just, they set the foundation. From Aiden, I would like to see him convert his 50s to 100. And I feel like he's had the opportunity, but then he kind of plays unnecessary strokes and get himself out. But for the batting, I feel like um, there's growth to be done, but we're in a good place with the bat. And I feel like Aiden can do what Babar Azam does, but not as good. But you know, guys, Babar Azam
Okay.
batted amazingly well. I was in tears, guys. I was in tears. Like it was amazing to watch. Like it was wow.
Wow, you were in tears. Lisha, are you switching again? Because I remember during the Sri Lankan tour, you were not with the Proteas. Is this what's happening here? Are you a fickle Protea fan?
She burst out crying. What does that say?
No,
But it was
no,
tears of joy.
that's not
It was
why.
tears of joy.
Yes,
She was like, I can't
yes,
believe that
yes.
this is happening. 122 runs.
I
Oh my goodness, a record partnership. She was getting so excited for that
I was,
197 run opening partnership
I
between
was.
Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam. She was so excited. But where were the tears when Markram and Milan were batting? Where were those tears for their half centuries? Or half centuries just not good enough in T20 cricket anymore?
No, no, I enjoyed that, but it's just that Babar Azam is so technically sound in the way he goes about his innings. And that is something that I struggle with in my personal game. I just want to use brute strength instead of timing. So it meant a lot to me to just watch him go about his game. And I was like, oh my word, like, you don't have to be a Chris Gale. You can be a Babar and just score hundreds as well. So it was like, oh my God. Like I went to my mother like 4 times and I was like, Mom, like, did you see that? And she's like, oh my, feeling it for the Proteas.
Leisha is often very naughty. I think she did drink a bit too much juice there. I'm feeling it from Leisha. She's getting very excited there about that. Twins, but watching that last match, did you manage to watch the entire match?
Not really, not the whole thing, but yeah, I think
first.
yeah, we did bet
Yeah.
first. But I think one thing I want to say about Markram is he is able to make 50s quite comfortably, but I think he can easily also convert those to centuries and beyond even. I mean, he's obviously a classy player, so of course he should be able to reach those numbers. I mean, if Babar Azam can do it, then like Markram, come on, just.
And I mean, 203 was actually very convincing. I think
Yeah.
everyone was really convinced. Like 203 is like, that's our mark, and that's where they
Yeah.
have to. They're probably not going to make it. And what, like in 18 overs they had it. Like they just 10 steps ahead of us
Easy.
every time.
It's
I don't
just-
know. Crazy.
You were so convinced that you didn't even watch the second innings.
Basically.
Yeah,
You saw
basically.
us scoring and you're like, okay, that's it. I don't need to
That's
watch
done.
this
Yeah.
anymore. It's in the bag.
Basically.
Yeah, we literally were like, oh, they got this. We don't have to watch the rest of the game. Come here, come here. No, they lost. Oh,
Oh my
quite
goodness. How
disappointing.
disappointing was that when you came back, having not watched everything, and you came back and you saw what the result was?
It was sad. It was disappointing.
yeah, I didn't have
completely.
Rooibos tea to calm the nerves, so it was quite a tough, traumatic week.
Yeah, very. For this
Or
one,
peanut
very
butter rusks.
traumatizing.
Yes, I tried peanut butter on my oats for the first time. Apparently, it's a normal thing, but yeah, no, not for me. Thank you.
Okay, back to cricket
It
now.
is indeed.
Yes, but yeah, what did you say? I think Pakistan did also come back stronger, and they fixed all of the things that they were. I
the
think they said
second,
their batting collapsed. They actually came back and only lost 1 wicket in that match, which shows you like consistency. They were just
So, in your opinion, from what you've been watching, what do you think we need to improve upon tomorrow when we play that final T20 international against Pakistan?
I think firstly bowling and how we can restrict them as best as we can, especially in our fielding. There's a lot of like deliveries that they just let go. Like it's just like, okay, you're not even trying. So I just think a tighter fielding and bowling as well. And maybe I'm not too concerned about their batting. If they can keep, if the 50s are at least maybe the top order can.
or if
have a good-
Markram can just make
Yes.
100, just
So I
like
think just the bowling, man, and the fielding as well. Please, I don't have Rooibos tea left.
And Emily, would you agree with that, or what do you think specifically should be changed or improved upon, or really thought about?
The death bowling. Yeah, I think. I mean that game that we lost, that first game. If the bowling at the death was better, I mean, 64 of 30 odd balls. Okay, it is a T20, but I mean, that's like 5 overs. 6 overs. I mean, those last 6 overs are crucial in the game. So I think your fielding and your bowling needs to be good the whole game, but especially at the death, like that's where it needs to be important. You need to either be restricting them, or you need to just be picking up wickets, but also not leaking runs, because what they say, like picking up wickets is like the best way to what's the word, restrict them, right? So Yeah, I think the death
Mm.
bowling is really important. I agree with Leisha what she was saying. The batting, I don't think the batting is a problem. I actually think the batting is starting to click really nicely. Yeah, Aiden Markram, he's had a brilliant series so far. I've also been impressed with Heinrich Klaassen. After what I said in the last show, I was like, maybe Heinrich shouldn't be in the side, but Heinrich actually showed that he can he can play a T20 format. I definitely think he's better at T20s than ODI format. So yeah, I don't think our batting is that bad. I actually think, like I said, though we were 10 runs short, I'd say, or 15 in that last game. But yeah, I think it's definitely our death bowling that needs to improve, and the fielding. Oof, please, no overthrows, please, no overthrows. But yeah, catches win matches. That is
Yes.
that is the motto.
Motto.
Yes.
And who do you think, if you do have a suggestion of who should come in at the death?
This is a tough one. Like back in, many years ago, it kind of used to be whoever opens closes, but I think that's changed now. But I would still go with Sasana Magala. Yeah, I would still go with him. in the current squad that we had. Alicia's like, yo, what are you saying? In the current squad that we had, though, like I still think, it's a tough one, but I still think like Susan Magala and Lizard Williams. But if Mulder was playing, I would maybe try him at the death. Bjorn Mulder at the death could work, but alas, he isn't playing. But I think those options. Who opens? Oh yeah, Aiden Markham's also there, but he no. Yeah, those ones, those options.
And Leisha, if we had all options available, who would you be dropping from the squad, and why, Sasanda?
Yeah, him. I would replace him with Ian Mulder, because I feel like he adds depth in case of a collapse, which we haven't seen. But I feel like he bowls proper length from over one. We've seen him do it, and he's really consistent in his bowling. And I feel like he's someone who would actually really work at the depth, because he knows how crucial that is. I'm not saying Sandra doesn't, but he has failed in the series, and he's failed very badly. But yeah, I'd replace him with Priya. I don't want to speak too much about Sandra because Emily is busy shooting daggers there from her eyes.
No, it's just that I feel like she hates all her Warriors players there. Flip. First it's JJ, big old JJ Smart, Now it's Susanna Magala. Who else? You're supposed to, you're a warrior. You're from there. You're supposed to.
When was I a warrior? I'm from here.
I don't know.
When was I ever? Listen, please go away. No, but I feel like Bjorn Mulder is fresh, he's young. I think he'll execute better at the pitch.
And of course, problems can't be fixed overnight. But if there was one thing that could be changed in a very short space of time before tomorrow, what would it be? If you were the coach, what would you change?
Fielding, definitely. And I'd have my bowlers come with their game plans and execute and place their fielders in the correct places, because, for example, Buden Hendricks bowled a low full toss, but his mid-off was in the circle. So that's automatically flying over mid-off when connected properly, which Babar did. So fielding placements is very important, and like Emily said earlier, it's execution of the game plan, which I feel like they've been failing miserably. And I mean, even Klassen.
Oh, you have a fan here. Leisha, looking gorgeous. We love it. And we agree. Leisha's definitely looking gorgeous.
What was I saying?
But you know what? Oh, you're getting shy
Thank
now.
you.
Is that what's happening? So that's how we get Leisha to stop talking. We give her compliments.
You don't do that to me, guys. Take a sip.
So cute. Leisha in the limelight.
Stop with that.
Leisha, is there anything more you'd like to add before I get on to something
I
equally
can't even remember what I was
exciting?
saying.
Wow. I think we should move on. Okay, let's move on while Leisha composes herself. So, IPL has started, and of course, IPL Fantasy League. And just a few minutes, well, not a few minutes ago now, because I realized that we've been talking for 30 minutes, but just a few minutes before the show started, the Rajasthan Royals were up against the Delhi Capitals. And very exciting stuff because the South Africans won it for the Royals. We had David Miller hitting 62 or 43. We had Chris Morris, most expensive player in the IPL. He hit 36 of 18 balls, not out. Brilliant stuff. Did you ladies manage to catch that game today? And did you play Fantasy League? Because the Fantasy League has been very frustrating for me. I'm almost out of credits. I have not paced myself at all. And now I'm stuck with certain players. We're talking, I'm hoping that Royal Challengers Bangalore, it's their year and their players need to perform because their players are the ones that I've chosen. Because I'm now stuck with these players and I need them to perform. Has anybody encountered the same problems? And also tell me what you thought about Chris Morris and Miller today. Emily, you go for it.
You see, this is why you plan and strategize your transfers. You got to spread it out. You gotta write down, 5 weeks in advance who you're gonna swap for who. Anyway, so I did not watch the game, unfortunately, but I do have the scorecard here, and I see David Miller scored 62 of 43, and Chris Morris 36 of 18. So I mean, I'm very, very happy for the South Africans there. KG also picking up 2. Shame he traveled though. He went, 12 economy, I think. So he traveled. But yeah, David Miller gets a lot of criticism. We know that. So I'm just very happy that he performed. And then obviously Chris Morris, you gotta if you're getting bought for that much, you gotta you gotta show them why they bought, why they spent so much money on you. So yeah, no. Great from him. I think he picked up a wicket as well. So, doing something in the bowling and batting department, filling his all-rounder role, which is what he is. So yeah, proud of them, happy for them. But I'm like a Delhi Capitals. I like the Delhi Capitals, so I'm a bit bummed about that. But yeah.
Shame for your team. Obviously, that's not my team.
Also, I'm assuming you have the 12. You have Virat Kohli in there, who's the most expensive player. You have him in your team. I see you. Okay.
Exactly. It's very difficult for me. I have the most expensive players in my team, and I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in. I've been disappointed in many ways, and I will elaborate on that in a little while.
Let me just say one thing. Let me just say one thing quickly. Sorry, okay. I made AB de Villiers my captain, and he scored 1. Do you know what that did to me? That broke my heart. I'm like, why? Why did I make AB captain? I was just, and then when this was my heart when he scored 1, I was like, no, oh my gosh.
I understand, but he's just proving that he can't perform back to back. So twins. I know that shots were fired now, and they were fired by me, and that's okay, because I'm hosting this. So twins, have you been watching the IPL avidly, closely? And how exciting was today's match? If you managed to catch any of that action, especially the South Africans.
Well, we weren't really able to watch the entire match, but I mean, hearing from Emily the scorecard, it sounds really, really great because I thought that Delhi Capitals were going to win this. I think they had about like 5 wickets or so, or 4 wickets in 9 overs or something. And I was like, Delhi Capitals are gonna win this because I don't know what's his face name? Was it Avesh Khan or something? How many wickets did he take? And I was like, okay, no, it's fine. DC's got this. And
Pull the
then
Proteas.
they pulled the yes, and then RR took it for like you said, the South Africans won it for RR.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
well, that's good. I mean, it's great. I wish they were performing like that here too.
Yeah, and SRH lost both their games, so I was just put off completely. So yeah.
Yeah. And on the fantasy league stuff, who did we had our captain?
Oh, do you have to pick a team like before every IPL match?
You
Guys,
can.
don't explain it.
You can, but you see, the thing is, you're gonna run out of those credits. So, like Emily was
Okay.
saying, you need to be very strategic in who you pick and see who, or rather, which teams are playing each week. There's still a lot of IPL matches to go, and I so far have like 30 transfers left or something.
Oh wow.
Wait, are you being serious?
I know. I made huge mistakes. That's why I'm relying on RCB now.
What did you do?
Ooh,
And
I
where you
started off
wanted
with
to
over
rank?
100 transfers, 110, I believe. And
Wow.
wait,
my
were you one of those
indecisive
people who
nature.
like switched? So you switched up like every player for every game, basically.
I tried
what you
to, yes. Or I didn't know. I was very indecisive, and now I'm stuck. So hopefully none of these players get injured. Hopefully these teams
yeah.
remain. Hopefully, because look, it's gonna equalize right now because I'm looking at the log. I'm 10th on our Cricket Fanatics leaderboard in the world globally. Where am I globally? Wait, let me just check globally quickly. Where I am. How do I even check globally, guys? I feel this is terrible. What am I even doing in my life?
So we both beating Tara at
I'm
the moment.
1 millionth. Oh, I'm 1 millionth. And
Oh, at least you
1 million.
feature.
Wow. Okay.
listen, at least I'm under 2 million. Okay. On the global leaderboard. So not looking too bad. Yes. It's good. And yeah. Not too bad. Under 2 million. And I think there are like over 5 million people playing. So I'm still looking good, guys. I'm not the worst. So, Leisha, now on to you. Did you manage to catch some of the IPL today? And how have you been enjoying the IPL overall?
I have quite disappointed for Delhi's loss though. I also quite like Delhi for Rishabh Pant. Obviously, I was disappointed with their batting. Like wow, Shikhar Dhawan just left, he just went out, and then Marcus Stoinis and Panthers came there like just trying his best. And then I watched Morris, and he started off slow, and I was like, "Rah, they bought you for 32 million. You gotta go, mate. You gotta go."
I think he heard
you
you.
know? Yeah. And then he just opened up, freed his arms, and I was like, "Wow, he just took his team over. Yes, boy. 32 million right there." you know. So yeah, it's been exciting. IPL CSK just broke my heart. Pop Tony stuff. I say, oh my word. you know, I was, and then the bowling sucks. It always sucks, but it sucks even more. you know. But yeah, what can you do when you love a team? You love a team. What can you do?
100%. And you speaking of loving a team, what I'm very excited to see, and I know it's early days, I understand it's early days, but Royal Challengers Bangalore are currently on top because they have 2 wins.
Not how you start
I
a
just wanted to
weekend,
add that in
and they
there,
don't know how. They
Very
don't know how to
excited.
finish.
Listen, this is their year. we say this every year, but this particular year is their year.
It could be.
I feel it. I feel
They've
it.
got the ballers.
I
It's
still
finally
think
gonna come together.
their bowling is still
Um,
weak. Well, not weak, but
but it's
not
better.
strong enough. It's better, but it's still not.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see at the end. Remember, I'm gonna, even though I have no transfers left, I'm still winning. I'm still
But
gonna be
Emily,
on
we
top.
can't listen. We can't listen to Tara. She thought Liverpool was going to win the Champions League, and look what happened to them. Anyway,
I said nothing about Liverpool. This isn't a conversation about Liverpool. Okay. It's not like United is even in.
well, we're on the same bus stop now. Anyway,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. We're not even there. No, sorry. And just so everybody watching understands, this is what Manchester United fans do. They come at you and they're offside. Now, let's continue with our conversation about IPL. So now that we're playing Fantasy League, of course, we're putting our faith in certain players to perform. Who has been the most disappointing player for you, Leisha? The most disappointing. You chose them. You were like, this is going to be my captain. This is going to get me the most points. And then failed abysmally.
Tony. Tony and Puff. Like, I was so confident. And what's that bowler from RCB? Charles. Oh my word. He was such a... I was like, what are you guys doing? You are breaking my heart. But yeah, I switched them up quick, fast.
How many transfers do you have left, Leisha?
Yeah, twice as much as what you have and some change.
I would like to know from the twins now because I'm tired of you. Twins, who for you has disappointed you the most in the IPL? And have you been playing the fantasy league? And are you
Okay,
doing
we
it
may-
together or are you doing it separately?
We are doing it
Okay,
together.
that's a lot of questions.
So, okay, first, my disappointing player was Shardul Thakur. I was expecting a bit more from him, but less. And Chahal was also in our squad that we picked, and unfortunately, he was also not too brilliant. But I also have, there were two players that used to play for SRH in the previous IPL season. It was Shakib Al Hassan and Deepak Huda, right? So they were just like, okay, vibing in SRH, and this season they are just flourishing in other teams. Like, why? Why couldn't you flourish in SRH? So yeah, that's my disappointment actually. Yeah. we
Sometimes
tried
the
not to
change
pick-
is all you need.
Mm.
And Emily, for you, I know that Shikhar Dhawan disappointed you. Was he the most disappointing pick for you?
When did I ever mention him?
Or was it not you?
I don't think it was me, but
Was it me?
I don't know. Was it Leisha? Oh, it was Leisha.
I think I'm just speaking through you.
I think I'm with Leisha, but it also depends because like sometimes I feel like someone disappoints me every day, which is sad. But I think when I chose Faf, I was like, Faf is gonna score us today and he's gonna do the things, and then he didn't, so I was sad. And also like for Chahal, I was like, okay, this is Chennai, it's a spinning wicket, like surely the spinners have to pick up wickets. He traveled, I think he went for like 12 or something. And I was just like, oh no, like what did I do? And then picking AB to be captain, him getting one, I think was the biggest disappointment of my whole entire IPL Fantasy League so far. But yeah, someone disappoints me every day. Well, I think you see, my problem is I just like overanalyze them. I think that's the problem. I'm like, no, okay, this is gonna happen today, and this is gonna happen, and then it doesn't happen. I'm like, why? And then always the person who I'm like, nah, this person isn't gonna perform today. That person always performs, and I'm just like, I should have just gone with that person in the first place. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not cut out to play this game. Like, yeah.
It's very, very stressful. I hope that more people join our league because it's also exciting, and it's exciting to see where like some people are way up there with a lot of points, and I wonder how many transfers they have left, and I'm quite impressed with the way they're playing. But I think that they are going to fall behind me soon. Listen, I'm sticking with my RCB players. I have faith, and then I will choose a few players that from other teams, and those that will have to be my set thing, unless I can buy transfers. Does anybody who's playing know if I can buy transfers, like extra transfers? Is there a way for me to win in a different way?
I don't think you can buy transfers, but you do have like I don't know what you call them, like special thingies that you can use like once in the tournament. So I think it's called wildcard in FBL or whatever it's called in FBL, where you can switch up your whole team. I think it's in here. You can switch up your whole team for like free. That's pretty cool. But I don't think you can buy transfers.
Can we do that in the IPL Fantasy League?
Yeah, but you only get it once. So once you've used it, you've used it.
If you want to join our IPL Fantasy League, I'm sure that the link is in the bio, and also go into Cricket Fanatics' various social media pages. So you can not only follow amazing content, but also be a part of this. This right here is the business. It's always exciting to compete against each other and see that we make the right choices, and you really become quite invested in everything that's going on. I'm just looking at what's happening tomorrow. We have CSK and Punjab up, and I have no more transfers for them. So, unfortunately, it's not happening for me. I'm quite disappointed, actually. Alicia, you look very excited. What are you going to do?
No, I was gonna ask you. So
And
we're
also,
gonna pay attention tomorrow.
because before we go, I do want to know where you are sitting on the leaderboard, since you're making fun of me. See, I'm 10th.
How about you check? How about you check the names, then you tell me where I'm sitting. You'll see me there.
See, that's how much points I have, and I'm 10th. Where I don't know what your name is in this. Do you have a special name?
You'll see. It's obvious.
Okay.
My juice.
No, it's not obvious.
It's obvious. Just
third?
think.
Are you third?
Think.
Are you Cranberries? Cranberries 17. And you third.
Yeah,
But how much of transfers do you have left? Nah, you're going to
I've
fall
got
behind us.
80
So
something.
currently, I'm 10th, and
I got
Leisha,
81, I think.
Leisha's third. And twins, what are you?
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
don't
sure. I
know.
haven't checked, but our squad is called J2 squad. So I don't know where on the very original leaderboard that is. Oh yes, and we do share a squad. Yes.
Have you guys used any transfers?
No, I don't think so.
None.
So might change your whole team for tomorrow, guys.
Yeah,
you can
change your
use-
whole team for
You
tomorrow.
can
Then you
10
make up points. Then you overtake
Yeah.
Tara.
Okay.
Yo,
I don't think it's going to
Forward,
happen.
okay.
It's okay. Yes. You don't have to ask my permission. It's perfectly fine. You do the things. And where are you, Emily?
I'm pretty happy with the way it's going at the moment. Sitting mid, kind of upper. Seventh there.
Oh, you 7th. You chucks charges.
That's me.
Yeah.
And I still have 95 transfers, so it's not looking too bad for me. Just got to keep the strats, and then we'll we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
What? That's ridiculous. Okay, I think we're gonna wrap things up here. Emily is currently above all of us, except for Leisha, but Leisha's gonna fall behind. So I'm not too worried about
I'm
that.
not.
But
I'm not.
Emily's the
I
one to beat.
strategize.
No,
Emily's
Emily's the
really
one with the strategy. She has 95 transfers left.
Emily's
And remember that the Proteas are playing Pakistan in the final T20 international for tomorrow. Pakistan lead the series 2-1, and the Proteas have an opportunity to draw that series. And this is a case where a draw is as good as a win. And that's what we'll be looking forward to tomorrow, and also what we will probably be talking about next week. Hopefully, we'll have plenty of good things to be speaking about. And Lisha, all the best with your cricket training. Emily, your umpiring. And twins, I hope that your hearts aren't too broken tomorrow. And of course, in the IPL, please make those transfers. You need it. Good night. Keep well. And of course, be safe in this time of COVID. All the best.